She was 50 years old, with exactly $47 in her bank account. Her marriage had ended. Her career was gone. Everyone told her it was too late to start over. 3 years later, she built a $1 million empire. This is her story. Her name was Linda. For 25 years, she did everything right. She built a stable career in corporate marketing. She raised two beautiful children. She maintained home, a marriage, a life that looked perfect from the outside. But on the morning of her 50th birthday, everything fell apart. The company she devoted her life to was downsizing. After 25 years of loyalty, she received a severance package and a handshake. 3 months later, her marriage of 28 years ended. Her husband wanted a fresh start without her. Within 6 months, her savings evaporated. Medical bills, lawyer fees, the cost of starting over in a one-bedroom apartment. She applied to 127 jobs. Every rejection email said the same thing: overqualified, too experienced, not the right fit. What they meant was too old. On New Year's Eve, while everyone else celebrated new beginnings, Linda sat alone in her apartment, wondering if her best years were behind her, if she'd ever matter again. January 2nd, Linda looked at herself in the mirror and asked a question that would change everything. What if age isn't the problem? What if it's my greatest advantage? She thought about everything she'd learned in 25 years, the clients she'd helped grow their businesses, the marketing campaigns she'd created that generated millions, the problems she'd solved that younger colleagues couldn't. She grabbed a notebook and started writing not a resume, not a job application, a business plan. With her last $47, Linda bought a domain name, secondactmarketing.com. Her pitch was simple. She'd help small businesses owned by women over 40, people just like her, grow their brands. She knew their struggles. She understood their markets. She spoke their language. On January 15th, she sent her first cold email. She offered to work for free for 30 days to prove her value. 3 people said yes. The first month was brutal. Linda worked 16-hour days, learning social media platforms she'd never used, teaching herself design software, cold calling prospects who hung up on her. But her 3 free clients, their sales grew by 40%, 65%, and 83%. Word spread. By March, she had her first paying client, $500 for a month of marketing consulting. It wasn't much, but it was proof. By June, 6 months after starting with $47, Linda had 12 clients paying her a total of $8,000 per month. She hired her first contractor, a graphic designer who was also rebuilding her life, after 50, then a copywriter, then a social media manager. She wasn't just building a business, she was building a movement. Linda realized something crucial. Her clients didn't just need marketing, they needed confidence. They needed someone who believed in their second act dreams. So she created a System A 90-day program specifically designed for women entrepreneurs over 40. It combined marketing strategy with mindset coaching. She called it the Second Act Blueprint. By her 51st birthday, exactly 1 year after rock bottom, Linda's business had generated $240,000 in revenue. She had 47 clients across 12 states. Her team had grown to 8 people. But the real number that mattered? Her clients had collectively grown their businesses by over $2 million. She wasn't just making money, she was changing lives. Then, 18 months in, disaster struck again. Linda's mother had a stroke. She needed full-time care. The medical bills were crushing, and Linda was the only family member who could help. For 3 months, Linda barely slept. She was running a growing business while being a full-time caregiver. Clients were getting frustrated with delayed responses. Her team was overwhelmed. She was on the verge of losing everything she'd built when Linda learned the hardest lesson of entrepreneurship. You can't build an empire alone. She did something that terrified her. She let go. She promoted her lead strategist to COO. She delegated client management. She built systems that didn't require her constant presence. The business didn't collapse. It thrived because she'd built something bigger than herself. Today, 3 years after starting with $47, Linda's company generates $1.4 million in annual revenue. She has 23 team members, all women over 40 who were told they were too old for the workforce. She's helped over 300 businesses grow. Her clients have collectively generated over $15 million in new revenue. She's been featured in Forbes Entrepreneur magazine and speaks at conferences around the country. But here's what Linda says matters most. At 50, I thought my life was over. I thought I'd missed my chance, but I was wrong. I wasn't too old. I was finally ready. Every failure, every setback, every year of experience, it all prepared me for this. My age wasn't a disadvantage. It was my superpower. Linda's story teaches us 5 critical truths. 1. Your experience is valuable. What you see as too old, the market sees as finally qualified. 2. Start before you're ready. Linda didn't have money, connections, or a safety net. She had $47 and a decision. 3. Serve people like you. Your struggles are someone else's roadmap. 4. Build systems, not just businesses. The moment Linda learned to delegate was the moment she built an empire. 5. It's never too late. Linda started at 50. You can start today. If you're watching this and thinking it's too late for you, think about Linda. At 50, broke, alone, rejected 127 times. 3 years later, $1 million empire.